After living in China for 3 years, there's still moments where I feel completely lost. And it's not the language. If you're planning to study or work in China, this video is not to scare you, but to give you the 5 things that I found difficult to overcome. And I'm still struggling with some of them. 我们开始吧。The first year that I was here, I had to go to the hospital because I had a high fever. And explaining to the doctor that you have a high fever without knowing how to say you have a high fever or without knowing how to say your head hurts is very difficult and very scary. But luckily, I found a friend and they helped me. But imagine that friend wasn't available. Imagine I had no one available at that time to help me translate what the doctor wanted me to do or to translate which problem I have with my body. From that moment, that made me realize that I cannot just wing it. China is not a place where you can just turn up and be like, I will learn the language in the streets and talking with locals and stuff like that. I don't think that's a good idea. If you want to stay here for a while, I think it's a must. And even now, universities have a requirement of you passing HSK 3 or even HSK 4 to get to your degree. Because it makes sense. I mean, you're coming to China to stay for 4 years and you don't even know a word of Chinese, which is not the best, by the way. I know a lot of people here that been for a long time, 10 years plus, and they still don't even know a sentence of Chinese. Don't be like them. If you want to stay here, if you want to work here, I think you should have the bare minimum of Chinese to be able to communicate, to be able to talk with people, because there's always like this big barrier between you and Chinese people if you don't know Chinese. That's my advice to you. How I'm trying to do this right now is I'm trying to study the HSK, I'm trying to watch more movies, I'm trying to watch more anime in Chinese, trying to talk with random people. You would be very surprised on how open Chinese people are to talk with a stranger. I saw this video one time on Instagram, and this guy said, in order for you to improve in Chinese, you need to have a fuck this word. Humiliation. Okay, thank you. In order for you to improve in Chinese, you have to have this type of humiliation kink, basically. You need to be able to pull up to a store or some Chinese person and say the most outrageous sentence with no subject, no fucking verb, and try to get your idea to that person's head.
People often ask me, Hassani, how do I get my Chinese better? Literally have to have a humiliation kink. There is going to be times when someone will say something to you and you just have absolutely no idea what they just said. And you just have to sit there and be like,对对对, 是的, 对对对.
So that's how I am like trying to improve my Chinese. Just fucking talk in Chinese. So the language is a big barrier, but it doesn't have to be. And as someone that speaks multiple languages, I feel like the more you practice, the more you improve. You just need to like keep at it. And I know it's gonna be ups and downs. For me, with learning Chinese, I was in ups and downs a lot. Sometimes I felt like I was improving. I was like, oh, I'm getting this language. I understand what's happening. And then boom. And then I start studying grammar and I don't understand shit. And I start listening to music or watching movies or watching some type of like cartoon. And I am like, where did all the effort that I put into learning those 600 characters go? 努力学习中文. In 2022, I packed my whole life in 2 suitcases and a bag, and I came to finish my computer science degree here in China. And from that time, I went back once to my home country, Tunisia. It takes me 27 hours-ish to reach from Shanghai to my home city, Gafsa in Tunisia. And not only that, but it costs 10,000 RMB to go back home. It's far, man. You need to understand that you will not be able to go back home more than twice a year. Twice a year is already a lot. So you need to put that in mind. You will be on a different time zone. So you will not be able to talk with your family, with your friends, not that often. The more time you spend here, the bigger the gap between you and your friends and your family will be bigger. Because you are simply too far from home. Like I said in the beginning of the video, there are things that I am trying to overcome and there are things that I still find difficult to overcome, which is this thing. There is no solution here. It's a choice that I have made and My family and friends, they understand it. And one of the things that I'm privileged to have is my sister that is here with me to support me, to help me, to hang out with me. And honestly, maybe I don't say this enough, but I'm very thankful for her being here. And my experience in China would be very different if she wasn't. So thank you. Okay, fuck this emotional thing, whatever. Producer, what's the next thing? Back in 2024, I was about to graduate and I wanted to get an internship before my graduation so I have an idea on how is the workplace. And you can see this video on my channel on how to get the internship and all of that. I had this motto in my head. In order for me to succeed in China, it's not that I need to work as hard as Chinese or I need to be as smart as Chinese. No. You got it wrong. You need to be working harder. You need to be better. Why would a Chinese company hire a foreigner and pay them a shit ton of money? They need to help them get their fucking visa and they need to babysit them and see which problems they have and they need to get them their insurance while they can hire the Chinese person that will get paid way less than the foreigner. Oh shit!
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
I guess we changed location. We have a saying in Tunisia we call ظروف المباشر. When something is like happening on live, I think the weather did not like what I was saying, and that's like another hardship, maybe the weather. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say is like, if you want to survive in China, if you want to stay here, if you want to live here, you have to be better. You have to bring something new to the table, whether your expertise back home or whether how many languages you speak. For example, my competitive advantage is that I know a lot about Western social media like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. The job market is difficult for everyone, foreigners and Chinese. Have this video as like a motivation for you and to give you a realistic look on the competitiveness here in China. So if you don't have the same drive, if you don't have the same motivation, the same thing that they have, and even better, you will not succeed here. When you study in a university abroad, it's not like back home. You don't know these people. Their culture is different from your culture. Their way of making friends is different from the way that you make friends. Everything is different. You have to be the person that is going to be proactive in your social life. Because if you are not proactive, if you are not in groups, you are not knocking on people's doors. I mean, not literally, but also literally, actually. If you're not getting out of your way to meet people, to go to events, to go to groups, I'm sorry, but you will stay lonely because nobody will come to your door and knock on it and be like, yo, let's go out. Unless you start. Because if you're gonna keep thinking about, oh, people will just be friends with me just like that, or people will just approach me. If everybody thinks that way, well, society is screwed. Not here in China, but everywhere. So in university, it's really easy to make friends. Your classmates know other people in the university, and then you gonna meet each other, and then you see them in like the events that the university is organizing that you should be going to. But then you have to get out of the university circle, and it took me like around a year to get out of that university circle. I had to proactively go into these events and try to meet this person and that person, blah 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 blah, and go to this event and that event, and that opens so many doors you have no idea. And then outside of university is that even if you are online, man, if you go on LinkedIn and connect with people in whatever city you are in China, you will find a lot of people that are in the same position as you, that they are looking for friends. They want to have a coffee with someone. Just add people that are like-minded. Let's say you're studying business, you found somebody that studies business in Jiaotong University. Just send them a message. Yo, you study business? Oh, I study business as well. Oh, you're from Spain? Oh, I'm from, I don't know, Russia. You want to meet for a coffee or something like that in the weekend? And you will be surprised how many people will say yes. And of course, there are many people that will say no. And that is okay. You have to deal with that rejection. It's going to come once or multiple times, actually. But be sure that after you do all of these things, you will get so many opportunities. You will make so many friends. And you never know what those opportunities and those friends can get you. Before I come to China, I studied 1 year of university back in Tunisia, but I hated it because that's a video for another time. That year taught me a lot of things that I used here in Shanghai. I feel like after you graduate from high school and you're like dropped into this, like you go to university abroad and you start like trying to figure out being an adult while studying abroad, learning a new language, learning a new, man, that is crazy. And I want for each one of you guys that are in this position right now to give a round of applause for yourself, because that is not an easy thing to do. You're trying to figure out your studying and you need to figure out to learn the language. You need to feed yourself 3 times a day and you need to clean your laundry and do your dishes and do your, like, you need to go to the hospital by yourself if you are sick, and you need to do your insurance and visa and all of these things all by yourself. And this is like your first year out of your house. That's crazy, man. But yeah, learning to be an adult while you are abroad is way harder than being an adult back in your home country, because back in your home country you have like your country mates, you know each other, you can help each other. Oh, I have this, I have that, I have this problem, how did you fix it? Oh, I fixed it like this. But here, bro, have no one. You need to first make friends, and make friends that you will trust each other to give each other help or support. To this moment, 25 years old or almost 26, still trying to find myself. I'm still learning how to be an adult, how to be a functioning person in society. It's not an easy thing, man. And this is one of the things that I wanted to leave at the end of the video. Learning to be an adult is like, it's gonna be a learn in process. It's gonna be for a long period of time. I know people that are 30s, 35, 40s, they are still learning. They are making mistakes that I made back in when I was 20 or 18 years old. People are figuring out their shit. Every single person is still figuring it out. And that's one of the things that you can reassure you, is that if you have a look around, okay, there's 28 million people in Shanghai, or 24 million people in Shanghai. If I look around, there's nobody that knows what the fuck they're doing with their life. Nobody, and I mean it, nobody. Even the people that you are watching on YouTube that have millions of subscribers or they have millions of dollars, nobody knows what the fuck they're doing with their life.
Especially me.
Even though that living abroad and learning to be an adult is very difficult, you should give yourself a pat on the back, because you made it here and you are trying your best. And I hope after you finish this video, you took something out from it and you learned something about living in China. So if you like the video, leave a like, subscribe, comment, and YouTube thinks that you will like this video, so click on it next, and see you in the next one.